After some life difficulties, I've finally been able to make time to record some videos. And welcome back to the channel. This is a West Ham channel, and we are going to make more videos that are not just West Ham. But today we are talking about West Ham season so far, following up from a couple of videos I made during the transfer window about my hopes and dreams, pardon the pun, from the transfer window going into the upcoming season. We are into our second international break, unfortunately, so we will be talking about whether that has changed since. But before we get into that, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe. We are nearly at 200 subscribers. My mind just went blank. Yeah, we're only a few off 200. So if you could get us to 200 subscribers before the end of the year, that would be sick. Anyway, let's get into the video. I made 2 videos around the summertime. I think one of them was in like July, and the other one might have been either late July or early August, where I said I'm not feeling confident about West Ham United. Because of the lack of activity, not only in the transfer window, but I think the first time I made one of the videos was when Declan Rice saga was still going on. And the whole Arsenal saga was going on because obviously negotiations and us wanting Arsenal to pay the price and Arsenal seeing if they could get him a bit cheaper than we actually wanted. And I'm sure West Ham probably wanted something ridiculous like 150 million, but that was never gonna happen. Not in a million years. But we finally do that. We finally hire a technical director, Tim Steidten, who ends up becoming a cult hero already at this club because of the transfer window that we've had in terms of the quality of players that we've got. And you guys got to understand, all of our signings was made in August. Like, we had a bid for Paulinho rejected. There was rumours of going in for Dennis Zakaria. And at the time, is Mike something, the Ajax journalist, was reporting that 40 million for Edson Alvarez could happen. And that's pretty much what happened a month later. But at the time, I was so negative about it because I'm just like, what is going on? The transfer window was such a whirlwind for West Ham. There was a point where we were going to sign Harry Maguire and sell Lucas Paquetá, which would have been one of the worst pieces of business in the whole window. And Kai Havertz went to Arsenal. Like, that is up there. And Mason Mount went to United. That would have been up there. Because, yeah, people were saying, I'm not going to go into the Maguire thing. You seen another quote today about him saying that, look at my record under Ten Hag when I've played. Are you being serious? This is the type of cockiness that I did not... Then again, I shouldn't say that. Because I'll be very hypocritical with me, because Mikel Antonio does the same thing. So fair enough. But you do wonder whether the guy has any self-awareness or whether Harry Maguire is helping himself in a way. But then again, you got to be confident. But so I think he's doing his self-PR almost. But Mikel Antonio does the same thing, so maybe I can't chat about that. But there was genuinely a time where Paquetá was going to City. The whole betting thing happened to stop that. So he'll probably go next summer. So we got to appreciate the guy for what he is now. I don't think we can replace him unless we scout really, really hard to find some mad creative midfielder, because he will need to be replaced. You can't just put Kudus there. We will still need another player. And Fornals will probably go. Fuck knows what will happen with Benrahma. I think he will need to go. Cornet will probably go as well because of lack of playing time. I don't think Moyes likes him. And we'll probably sign someone shit. We'll probably sign someone like McTominay or someone. But I genuinely was so frustrated with the window. Because the James Ward-Prowse saga went on for so long. So long. A bit like Paquetá, Emerson, and Zuma as examples on top of my head. The deal was off, the deal was on, the deal was off, the deal was on. Like, I remember watching Sheffield Wednesday versus Southampton, the first game of the season in the Championship, and James Ward-Prowse got an assist and he was playing. I was thinking, fuck, man, like, we're actually going to let this guy play in the Championship when we could have got him. And then I think 4 days later, David Ornstein drops that bomb that we were going to get him. And it was mad. It was mad. So, I have to say, like, with the context now, let's go through the season so far. So, Bournemouth draw. If you see from a match reaction, I was very frustrated due to the mentality of going a goal up and then sitting back, which is exactly what we did against Newcastle and Manchester City. And it's exactly what we did when we equalised against Liverpool as well. We didn't capitalise on that. Not that we can get at Anfield, but it's just examples. And a bit like how we did against Chelsea, where we went 1-0 up, and then we let them come back into the game. So when we were Bournemouth draw, I was like, you can't be serious. Because at the time, I'm looking at the schedule, I'm like, okay, Chelsea's a tough game. That could go anywhere. I was thinking Brighton's a loss. Liverpool, Man City are losses. And Luton away is like, they're going to be up for it, blah, blah, blah. We ended up beating them as well. We also had, obviously, Newcastle and Sheffield United. Sheffield United was probably our easiest game of the season. Even though I didn't think they were horrible. But it was probably our easiest game. Very relaxed. And then at that time of the season, you're playing Paquetá and Souček as a pivot. And then it's, Benrahma, Fornals, Bowen, Antonio, I think, that played in front. Paquetá was the 6 in the whole game. He had a very good game. But we thought that was his last game. We thought that was him against City, and then the whole charges thing comes out throughout the whole week. We're leading up to the Chelsea game. Chelsea signed Caicedo and Lavia. Lavia is obviously still injured, and Caicedo lack of match sharpness due to the whole saga. So he didn't really play pre-season much from what I remember from the summer series on Sky in the summer. And we then go to Chelsea, and I was quite nervous going into it because of the confidence and the feel-good factor that Chelsea had. But when I saw that lineup, that they lined up like pretty much the same as they did against Liverpool, with Chilwell on the wing, I actually was quite confident because I was like, where the fuck are the goals going to come from? Because their strikers knew. Maybe Sterling was the only one I was quite worried about, and he ended up having a man-of-the-match performance. Cardi Chukwuemeka ended up scoring their goal and then ended up getting injured for them. Then Mudryk came on, and as much as Mudryk took on Soufal a bit, so I think Soufal didn't really have anything to worry about because once Mudryk went past him, he wasn't going to finish anything. And yeah, we beat Chelsea with 10 men, with again having 2 stinker performances in a row. We then go to the Amex after beating Chelsea. I'm thinking, fucking Brighton, curse this. We then go 1-0 up, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? James Ward-Prowse scores a goal, and then throughout the half-time, we're gone 1-0 up, and I'm thinking this ain't going to last. Brighton will come back. Brighton had chances. Areola kept us in that. Areola's been probably our best player this season so far. I would say him, Paquetá, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse. Who else? Souček is up there. Bowen probably not up there. Antonio probably not up there. Maybe Zuma just missing out. So I'll give it to Areola. Kept us in that game. And Emerson and Soufal have to be remembered as well. We've had a lot of good performances, and that starting 11 pretty much has been quite consistent despite us wanting Kudus to play. And Kudus has made somewhat of an impact in the limited playtime that he's had. Already has 3 goals in all competitions for West Ham. What was I going to say? But yeah, Areola kept us in that Brighton game. And then all of a sudden, I can't remember, it was the Bowen goal that was the 2-0. The ball, Antonio is covering for Benrahma. Benrahma's covering for Antonio. Emerson gets the ball, Antonio gets the ball as Benrahma. Benrahma has the space. Adam Webster had an absolute stinker in this game against us and couldn't handle Antonio. But he gave Benrahma so much space. Benrahma just took his time and beautiful, beautiful ball to Bowen and finish from Bowen, and we make it 2-0. Like, oh my God, it's happening. Like, oh my God, it's actually happening. Like, we're so close. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know how many minutes later, probably a few minutes later, Areola ball into the channel. I think it's Sufal. No, it was Bowen that gets it. And then it gets flicked to Antonio. Antonio turns him, and then 3-0, 3-0. And yeah, they score. Edson Alvarez playing well, but was lack of match fitness. And we actually beat Brighton. We then beat Luton away, their first home game. 10 points from 4 games. That was way more than I expected. I think if you had... Actually, it wasn't way more than I expected. It was probably one more point. Wait, one more point. Maybe. One more point? No, 3 more points than I was expecting. I think I would have said maybe we would have beaten Chelsea just because of the fact that we have a terrific home record against Chelsea. They struggle at our ground and we struggle at their ground. And that's a big game for us. The fans get up for West Ham Chelsea all the time. And there's a game that we have, in my opinion, it's my favourite London derby from a West Ham fan, because I only got to see Millwall West Ham twice in the Championship. Obviously, when we played each other at the stadiums, and yeah, blah blah blah. International break. Then who did we get first game? Yeah, Man City. Yeah, it was a good performance to start off with, and then we sit back and we don't capitalise on the fact that they were not at their best in the first half. We defended very well, but Haaland should have had a hat-trick in the first half. Again, somehow doesn't know how to head a ball. Yeah, they go 3-1. We lose to them 3-1. We lose to Liverpool 3-1. Is it 3-1? Yeah, 3-1. Jota scored at the end. We beat Sheffield United 2-0. And we're here with Newcastle 2-2. And here's what I'm going to say. Am I more positive now? Yes, of course I am. But I didn't expect this. And I know a lot of people actually thought, yeah, we'll do well this season. But I think a lot of it was just blind confidence of winning the cup. And it was still negative going into the season because we didn't fucking do anything. We only had we had no signings in the first game. Like, Edson Alvarez had just signed before the Bournemouth game, and Ward-Prowse was having his medical. So they were both ready for Chelsea. Well, Ward-Prowse was ready to start, and Alvarez came on as a sub. And then we signed Mavropanos after. I think we signed Mavropanos just before the Chelsea game. And then it takes a couple weeks. We signed... Yeah, it took a week. We signed Kudus just before Brighton. Think about that. Like, we barely had any signings, like, for the first game anyway. So it was quite hard to figure out where the positivity was going to come from before the signings came in. But at the end of the day, we still should have done more in the transfer window. We should have got a striker. We should have sold Danny Ings. We should have sold Cresswell. Should have sold Johnson. Probably you can't sell all 3 of them because of the English quota. So I know we've pretty much we're just trying to maul at Southampton, but Kyle Walker-Peters is available as a right back. And he can play left back as well. I would have signed Kyle Walker-Peters. I think that should be someone we should go for. In my opinion. I think that's a realistic target. I don't think necessarily Southampton will want to sell him because they don't have a replacement, but I heard they're interested in Ben Johnson. If Ben Johnson's willing to move to Southampton, straight swap. And obviously we offer them money because Kyle Walker-Peters is way better than Ben Johnson. The problem we have now is that Emerson, Alvarez and Paquetá are on 4 yellow cards. So I said this on the aftermath of the Newcastle game, but Paquetá is going to get yellow carded. Alvarez is the one that worries me. Because who's going to come in? Probably Fornals, maybe? At centre mid, because Ward-Prowse already there. Then again, you move Ward-Prowse, you probably put a winger in, you probably put like a Benrahma in. It'll probably be Benrahma, Kudus, Bowen, and say Alvarez and Paquetá are injured. I mean, now gone. And the problem is after that, you can't have Emerson getting yellow carded next game because Johnson and Cresswell are both injured, meaning Kehrer will have to play left back. And he's not comfortable there. Unless Moyes does some weird shit and play 3 at the back or plays Cornet there because Cornet's played there before. But honestly, I don't know where the positivity was going to come from, but I am here to be proven wrong. My expectations never changed, as in okay, let me make this clear. My expectations were low, but my demands are high this season. Like, we have to stay around the getting into Europe kind of section, the 5th to 8th, like, if depending on how many teams get Champions League. Obviously, I'm not expecting us to get Champions League football via the league. If we get via the cup, that would be perfect. Because we win the fucking Europa League. We win 2 trophies in a row. Probably unrealistic. But we should definitely... We're going to go for that. And I've seen a lot of quotes from the players, and they have the mentality that they've got a taste for victory. Edson Alvarez coming in, got a great mentality. And I'm sure a lot of know-how has been gained from being in Europe for so long. We've got European experienced players like Zuma and Emerson from their Chelsea success as well. And we've got some players that want to prove themselves, and they're going to have to prove themselves. But I still want us to... I wouldn't take it... A 10th place isn't a great season. It will just be good, but it'll still be quite underwhelming. I'm not being unrealistic. I'm not being unfair here because we were trying to be ambitious. We're trying to be like everyone's talking about Newcastle, Aston Villa and Brighton. They're not talking about us. So once we fly under the radar, we need to be one of those teams that Chelsea might underperform this year. You might be able to finish above them. Same with Manchester United. You might be able to finish above them. So there's going to be 2 places that are open. Like Tottenham will probably be there. Newcastle will be there. Villa, Brighton. And obviously the rest of the top 6 that are obvious, probably like the Arsenal, Liverpool, and City, obviously. So we've got to take a spot. And the spots are more open than people think. But it's just a lack of quality and depth probably that we have in our squad that's holding us back. Like our first 11 could probably maybe sneak a 5th with Chelsea and Man United underperforming. But not only did Chelsea have not 1 game a week, Tottenham have 1 game a week, we have European football. We should know by now to balance European football out from the Thursday, Sunday football. So that shouldn't be any of an excuse because this is our 3rd season in a row with that. But yeah, that is my thing. I am more positive about West Ham right now. That could easily change because you know how much I moan on here. But I tend to moan a lot. But I moan a lot because I want this club to do better. And it's just for the sake of having high expectations, trying to move on to the next level that we were promised all those years ago, moving to this fucking stadium. We're finally at that level. Let's try and carry on. I'm not expecting to be at that level all the time, no. But I don't want another relegation battle. Get the 40 points as quick as possible, and then we can talk about going for those European places. We should not hold back after we get the 40 points as soon as possible. Because as much as I don't think we'll get relegated, there's a lot of bad teams. We don't want to get dragged down there. There's still a fear of getting dragged down there from last season. And yeah, last season was hell in the league. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you are new and subscribe. I've got a video on the David Beckham documentary coming out tomorrow. I'm recording it on the same day as this, so you'll see the same outfit and stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. On the road to 200 subscribers, as I said at the start of the video, so please subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.